Welcome to Heroes of Might and Magic 5, Hammers of Fate expansion. The first campaign, which is the Haven campaign in this case, Mission 1 Rebels. The Griffin Empire has fallen apart, refusing to accept the rule of Queen Isabel. Some members of the nobility are openly opposing her. Her recent canonization has hardly helped matters, and they whisper that she has not been the same since her return from Shiog. No doubt these rebels will soon be dragged before a court of justice, which will inflict a harsh penalty on those who betray the throne. Okay, so that explains all the red units for Haven then. What with Isabel being a little bit evil now.
Good. You fight well. You're strong, disciplined, loyal.
It sounds like you're complimenting a dog, Father.
I should add stiff-necked and unpredictable, perhaps.
No traits that I should be ashamed of.
Ah, this isn't Isabel, this is Freyda.
True. And I fear that your talents will be needed soon. The great game of politics is occasionally played with living.
This is a different voice actor, isn't it?
As it is
Or he's in
now.
a different studio.
I don't like it. Isabel crowned queen and made a living saint by the red priests of the new church. Rebellious lords seeking asylum with former allies? That snake, Alaric, named Archbishop. And where did the angels go?
It worries me too. Sometimes I think that Isabel is...
Yes. What am I?
You are the queen, of course.
My queen.
I'm glad to hear your protestations of devotion, Freyda. For you are going to war.
Freyda, to war? But I am the commander of the Griffin armies.
No longer. I thought to name Laszlo, but I think Freyda is more suited. You shall be my advisor, Godric. Your experience is too precious to risk on the battlefield.
But Freyda, she is...
She is the most able commander we have. Can you name another? I thought not. You depart in 3 days.
3 days? That's not enough time to muster troops.
We are in a hurry. More troops will follow. We are recruiting new units. Stronger, more obedient. Make yourself ready.
My queen.
New troops, leaving unprepared? Promoting that beast, Laszlo? Surround yourself with loyal troops, Freyda. Be careful.
And you, Father, whatever game is being played, you are one of the key pieces.
I know, but no matter what, Freyda, remember, the Empire is greater than any one person. Cleave to your duty. To Elrath, Griffin Eternal.
Perhaps, Father. I hope so.
To what do we owe the honor of this audience?
We have come for the boy and to arrest you for treason.
Laszlo! We are here to talk, Uncle, and to find a way out of this impasse.
I see no impasse. We, faithful worshippers of Elrath, are living in peace in the lands of our allies.
You have betrayed the Empire.
I remember this guy.
disobeyed our sainted queen and kidnapped the young Prince Andre.
The child is the nephew of our deceased King Nikolai and legitimate heir to the throne. We are in Elven lands. The false Church of Isabel and her heathen followers have no business here.
False church. You shall burn for your heresy. We are here to see that loyal subjects like yourselves obey Saint Isabel's wishes.
Saint? She has dallied with necromancers, brought ruin to the Empire, and now fashions herself a saint. Elrath himself will judge her.
Please, Uncle, let us settle this peacefully.
Give us the child and surrender.
Or else
or else I'll chop you into pieces too small for the maggots.
Laszlo!
Infidel, heathen, by Elrath we shall destroy you!
You've done it now. Okay. Playing as Freyda. She's got basic light magic, basic attack, basic counter-strike. Starting off with tactics. I'm not going to change any game files this time round. At least not with these characters. An aristocrat by birth and a warrior by upbringing, under the stern but caring hand of her father Godric, Freyda has been prepared since birth for a life of duty to the Griffin Empire. She fought in Queen Isabel's War, nobly acquitting herself on the field of battle. Her successes are often based on her ability to move rapidly and unexpectedly, and her tactics are marked by the same quick cleverness as her occasionally sharp tongue. She has the Wind Rider. The effect of haste spell is increased by 1%. Oh, that's pretty cool. Loads of haste. I don't mind that. I quite like that. And since she's light magic, she can do mass haste. She's got a good army, so there you go. That's Freyda. You may have met her somewhat once before. She was an artifact item that you carried in your bag when the mission where you played as Isabel and Markle, or was it, I think? Basically, when you had to deal with Godric, when he was bunkering down, I think, in that mage town or something. And you had to sort of like threaten him with Freyda because you had taken her from a prison. Markle had something to do with it. Laszlo, basic counter-strike and attack. All footmen and squires in Hero's army gain +1 to attack and defense, so pretty trash. And he's got tactics. Once a loyal captain of the Griffin Empire, Laszlo's desire for glory was twisted by Biara everyone's been twisted by Biara, over a period of a few years, warping his love for battle into a lust for blood and his search for adulation into a need to be recognized by her and her alone. Biara now has total control over Laszlo's motivations. He is no longer a tough but respected leader of soldiers, but a cruel and demanding officer who views even his own troops as fodder. I mean, everyone falls for Biara, don't they? Let's face it. Could just... let's go for it. First fight. Time to pick on some peasants. That's how you do it. I can't wait. Literally can't wait. It's not an option for some reason. Press W to wait. Our objectives to deal with the rebels, basically. Destroy Lord Cowell's rebel camp. Destroy Archbishop Randall's rebel camp. Eliminate the rebel units as the secondary objective. Okay, let's get some things going here. I think we can move a little bit faster than that. That looks alright, I think. Let's take the cinematic thing off. Keep that as that is. That looks relatively fine. I think the volume on that is okay, isn't it? I think this is where it should be. Might be a bit louder maybe than it should be, but I'm not 100% sure. Okay.
They're firing on us, those meadow-skipping, pointy-eared elves.
I see you've noticed that their arrows are pointy too.
Forest freaks, and the peasants are supporting them.
How do you know this?
One of them told me.
I see. Could I speak with him as well?
Neither he or the rest of his village are able to talk anymore.
Jeez.
Your dedication is exemplary, Laszlo.
Ignore the arrows. We ride straight to the rebels.
Oh
and fight
no.
them single-handed? It's difficult to attack with dead troops, unless your name is Markel.
Fortunately, reinforcements are on the way.
Finally. When and where?
Well, they have been encircled. We need to break them out.
So, we go to the aid of the reinforcements. What an original strategic plan.
We will get the new troops, wipe out the peasant villages, and force the elves to confront us on our terms. That will be the end of this Sylvan distraction.
Ah, I'll go find a dull spoon to cut their hearts out with.
Elf ambush. We lost some troops. Your army has decreased. Oh my goodness. Right. Well, we got some things to look at. Let's get Laszlo in on the action, shall we? We are the baddies, yes. Absolutely. No doubt about it. Let's come round here, I think. Although he likes the footman, doesn't he, really? So I might let him do that. Different music. So we've got to rescue those guys. Not sure if it's comfortable to take those on, but... Seems like the DLC is kind of weird. You move actually slower. You notice that? So even though I have the same settings as the previous campaign, or rather, Heroes of Might and Magic, I'm definitely moving slower. Don't give any items to Laszlo. Well, there's that spoiler, isn't it? I trust him. I don't know why the text is so big as well. I don't think fighting priests is really worth it. Unless they're a very small number. Alright, so I didn't have a particular build to go for with Isabel, or rather Freyda. I'm going to keep calling her that, most likely. But luck is always a good one to pick. So I'll just kind of pick what I kind of want to pick. A little bit, as we go. Rather than specifically building anything. If I tried Hom 7? Yeah, I did. I didn't like it that much though. That was many years ago now. Oof, definitely did lose a bit there. I don't think basic sorcery necessarily suits her. We'll go advanced light magic for now. You could still do sorcery and then, like, you know, resurrect on a frequent basis. We'll see. Losing a lot of troops. Gotta go fast. Light magic's good. You should get retribution. 5% increased damage on troops per morale point. What, for her? It allows to upgrade a limited number. Fairwood, thank you very much for the sub.
Never played any Might and Magic games.
Justice demands a retribution. So what was retribution again? Is that a spell? Is that an ability? It's not a skill. Feels like everything I fight into here is going to cost me a lot. Maybe not. Let's take the advanced light for now. I might think about what abilities they can take more later. It's alright, Mad. It's alright. Leadership is good. Maybe I should get the squeal out. Let's just check the squeal. So, I like logistics. She's got luck. She's got light, so she's got free. I don't know if she got like attack as a default or defense as a default. Don't care too much. It normally forces you to take those. You get mass haste spell, but then again, you'd probably get mass haste just from light magic, wouldn't you? I think light magic can give you that, so that's not too important. We're not really going for the god ability here. So it is possible I could go sorcery. If nothing else, just to give my hero more chances to resurrect. Which I like, that idea. So luck, that. Logistics. And then potentially enlightenment just for the 50% mana. Otherwise you could do advanced war machines or elemental balance. Leadership is not bad though, diplomacy and such. I think it still comes down to late game a lot of times. Just sort of, although you tend to have enough mana. I don't really feel like in the late games of the previous levels I was ever down to 0 mana very often. You know? Because you get so many stats. So even though 50% intelligence is insane, I don't really think you need it that much. At least for campaign. If you're doing PvP maybe, but so I think she could actually go leadership. In the plans to get better initiative, diplomacy to maybe make convincing mobs to join me easier for certain campaign levels. I probably won't take defense and stuff like that. It's a bit boring, isn't it, really? So if you don't have to take it, don't do it. Estates is pretty good, but at the same time, it's also terrible if you don't need money. So it's something to take into account, but I'll do diplomacy for now. Don't think we even need to fight those. Bloody elf ambushes. We need to conscript more peasants. Allow summon elemental. That's pretty good. Comes at a price though. It's weird how you don't have weight as an icon here. Why do I not have weight? Kind of annoying, really. At least I can press W for it, but... looks like this expansion doesn't have it for some reason. They removed it. Or it's just a glitch in the way that I installed the game. So combat's a little bit slower as well. So even though the settings are kind of like fast again, they've kind of changed things over. So it kind of plays weird. Get the peasants out there. They know what needs to be done. Resourcefulness. I think I'd probably rather have soldier's luck and reduced damage taken. I don't know what that means by be more lucky overall. Really. Yeah, we got attack as a default. So she only has one other ability she can take. So it's either sorcery or summoning. Oh, never mind. It won't even be sorcery. Because I took that. It'll be logistics. Okay. Logistics it is. Don't think it's ever worth fighting against those. Okay. Those elves sure do like to take a lot of units. There you go. Mass effect. It's possibly a catch-22 giving him good abilities though. Quite a lot to lose. He's blocked, isn't he? Let's get some elementals out. No. Oof. Slightly different to how I remember it. No. Freyda is not here. That much we can confirm. Archery would be a good one. It made me fight all of that, and all I can buy are 5 Griffins. What is this level? So magic resistance was one I was interested in, but divine strength, cleansing. Don't care too much about that. Stop abandoning me. There's no way that's worth fighting. Let's go check this out. Good damage, good damage. Elf's ambush is too strong. The hero will lose all of his army if he moves further. Well, we'll tone it down a little bit then. Freaking elves. Well, I can't even do anything with this character. He may as well go back and start collecting units again or something, I think. That's what we'll have to do. Because he's kind of lost everything at this point. Freaking to elf ambushes. I'll leave those alone. Interesting first level, certainly very different from most of the other levels. Now, let's give it a save. Basic enlightenment. Yeah, we need logistics. Logistics. That's the only way forward. And backward. I want to get over here, don't I? Because if I rescue those, I've got to get through those trees, I think, to do it, though. No! Didn't mean to do that. Although, now that we have done it, let's just... Yeah, we could get that as well. No, never mind. We can still do that thing where they go through, like, in between here, actually. It's gonna hurt. God damn, 13. Your footman is supposed to be good, mate. That's brutal. So we didn't learn that ability, thankfully. I was almost tempted to go back and try to remove leadership away from and get her sorceries just for the res, but I think that's okay. She reses, she'll probably get a turn quickly enough to do big reses, and I think having diplomacy could hopefully make the campaign a bit more interesting. That's the one we want. Mass haste. Guardian resistance broken. Red Haven troops are near. Those are the ones we want, yeah. Well, I made that assumption that we want them. I don't 100% know that's true. But I figure that she has to fight through these to get to them. And lose everything. Oh, there we go. Join the squad, boys. Ah. I wonder if I seem to have lost some of the quality of life things from the base Heroes of Might and Magic 5 game. If I press M, I don't get the mana bar. So unless it's under a different hotkey or something, things are definitely different, a bit slower in a way. I'm not sure how to change that back. Or whether to just put up with it. Did they want to join me? That was a weird decision. There's your retaliation strike. That's the one you wanted, wasn't it? You wanted a bit of the old retaliation. Yeah, it's a bit weird. I've lost the W, the weight ability. Unless I press it manually. I've lost the mana. Text seems massive. Game seems kind of weirdly slower to move around. And in combat it's a little bit slower. You said retribution. Oh, so I didn't want a retaliation strike. She has to take one of those anyway, doesn't she? What the hell's retribution then? That must be the... I think I had that come up earlier. Was that expert trainer, retaliation, or benediction? It's an offense strat. Oh, I see. She needs expert trainer for that. Right. The only buff on this map was that, and she's got it. I assume that the red dudes won't abandon your army. The red dudes are in it. Or maybe they just always abandon Laszlo's army. I'm not sure if I'm getting the abandon thing on Freyda, am I? It's just always him. Like, everyone just doesn't like this guy. Maybe I'll give him ghosts and then see if the ghosts abandon him. How about that? Stop or we will fight. Jesus. That was a lot to lose there. This level's quite brutal. Yeah, ghosts might leave him. I'm not sure if I can fight into the dudes, the archangels, without losing too much. But it is nice beeline over to this top right bit, which is where I want to go next. This is the first mission, normal difficulty. Go on then, let's do it. That must have been a lot. Oh yeah. Yep. We will go left then, and we'll save the top right for later. Forcing enlightenment on me. I keep making that mistake. Oh, just don't go anywhere, basically. Because it's always an elf ambush. And then you get shitty griffins as a reward for a fight. Gutter trash. I'm losing all that gold because Laszlo keeps losing. Kill druids and disable all elven ambushes. Well, that would be handy, yes. Stop those pesky elves from screwing me over, but they've already screwed me. So if you did this map again, you'd just go straight to this spot. Beeline to the stopping the elven ambushes. Laszlo, good luck. You're gonna need it. And away we go. Deflect missile. My ghost will be invincible. Elf ambush is too strong. Yep, I've heard that one before. Does anyone know what the hotkey is to get the mana bar back then for these heroes? Okay. That deals with those pesky druids and elves. I need to sneak around to the right hand side. Well, I can do this bit up here with her and then come back. The ghosts haven't abandoned this guy, have they? I don't think the ghosts have been abandoning him. She's good to go. Ah, I did lose some troops on her then, so that can happen. Not being able to click that weight ability still triggers me. There's Retaliation Strike. Maybe on the Griffins, they're quite active. Although they always retaliate, don't they, anyway? I'll have to learn these things. Act first, think later. Why do I prefer clicking icons? So I don't have to play with, you know, I can just relax with the other hand. It's a nice clicky game, isn't it? Heroes of Might and Magic. Click to win. Guard selected creature by the hero. Oh, against any melee damage. So, okay, so it wasn't quite. That can still work on Griffins then. Could do mass haste, but I don't think. That's only 8 mana. Go on. Spoil yourself. This army's pretty kick-ass. Yes, of course she was going to make that joke, but still. I like to have the button there. It feels annoying now that I can't... Ah, oh, poor Randall. It feels annoying not having the W button or the icon there. Do you know what I mean? Like it's missing. So as far as I can tell, I think this is as fast as I can move using the keyboard as well. Seems a bit slower. I think there was only one buff on this map. And Isabel's already taken it. This is the sneaky way round. Ah, this comes back round to the way that got me in trouble beforehand. Yeah, there's the buff. So visited. She hasn't visited it. I'll have to get her the buff. I don't have a choice. Game is ruined if I don't get that buff. She can do anything. That's a lot to lose for that. I won't bother. I was only thinking about doing that just because I got the summon elementals. But we won't. We won't. Come down here. We'll be able to do the other camp easy, I'm sure. She seems quite capable. See, Z doesn't work either. So I can't put a hero to sleep. Why have I not got the abilities that I used to have? See, that's annoying me. If I'm going to go into the rest of this campaign, I'd rather have like everything all the quality of life stuff I had. Why is that stuff... I might uninstall and reinstall the game and see if that fixes it. It could be something to do with the 5.5 mod or something, potentially. I don't know. Alright, so she's got that buff, and there was one other buff, wasn't there? Or was that the only buff in the game? The only buff that I see. You lack the same features and I haven't found a way to activate them. Weird. It's not the end of the world. It's just they were really nice features. So I'm just like, oh, why don't I have those now? Well, hopefully we get them back in Trides of the East. I think Hammers of Fate will be the shortest campaign playthrough out of like the base game and the expansions. God damn. Alright, well let's see if auto attack works. Simple as.
Uncle, how could you?
How could I? How could you? Turning against your own blood, against Elra.
I serve the Queen.
Your loyalty was never in question. But the Queen, who does she serve?
And so the traitor perishes. Your faith is an example to us all, Freyda. Even one's own family must...
This guy looks really trustworthy.
If you were really dedicated, you would have tortured him for information first. I did that to an old comrade of mine. It took both eyes, 8 teeth, and 2 limbs to learn that they sent the brat.
They really didn't get the voice acting, like, volumes correct, did they?
hide and seek in his forests. He will soon learn that our zeal will burn even the thickest woods. To Horncrest!
The blessings of Elroth on your soul, Uncle.
Yes, it feels like some of them maybe did voice acting from their bathroom or something.